Hello, I'm David Scott and I run Sell for Pharma's out-licensing course. Let's take a look at the overall licensing process, that is, what has to happen for a successful licensing activity. As with most activities, we start with a strategy. As they say, if you don't know where you're going at the beginning, the only certainty is you will not get there. This strategy will determine how licensing will drive your business forward and how to make best use of available internal resources. You may be seeking partners to develop or commercialize your products through out-licensing, or you may identify products or technologies that you wish to in-license. It's often likely that you will identify both inward and outward licensing opportunities as part of your strategy. In the case of out-licensing, you will start by preparing a dossier and other material providing details of what your product is, why it will be of interest to potential partners, and what they will need to successfully develop or commercialize it. With this information, you can identify the sorts of companies that should be interested and what sort of valuation and deal terms might be appropriate. You can now review all the potential target companies and prioritize which ones to approach. Essentially, when you're outward licensing, you're selling the product. But when you inward license, you are selling your company as a partner. So you will be preparing corporate material to use to persuade potential partners that you are the right company to exploit their products or technologies. Once you've identified your target partners, you start to make contact, hoping to identify opportunities to do a deal. Although this is a structured activity involving careful planning, you should always be flexible enough to allow for serendipity, that is, the chance for unplanned contacts with potential partners. If you've properly prepared your case and understand what you need from a partner, you'll be in a much better position to take advantage of these unplanned contacts. Once an opportunity is identified, then the licensee will undertake an extensive evaluation and due diligence of the product, whilst the licensor will be making sure their potential licensing partner has the right skills and resources to develop and commercialize their product. In parallel to these review activities, the legal processes will be running. These include signing a secrecy agreement, negotiation of a term sheet, and then negotiation of the full agreement. There may be some interaction between these activities. For instance, if something is identified as missing in the due diligence, then the agreement may need to include a reference to this, or there may be a need for both companies to warrant any matters that have been identified as especially important. Proper management of these activities can go a long way to ensuring a successful outcome. Hopefully, these processes will complete successfully and lead to the signature of your deal. Of course, signature of the deal is the start rather than the end of the process. After all, you're entering into an arrangement in order to make a profit, and to do that, both partners need to get the implementation of the deal correct. So as you work through these various steps, always bear in mind why you are seeking the deal, and make sure that the deal that is finally signed meets those objectives. In the workshop, we will cover in detail all of the steps required in out-licensing, from preparation of strategy, targeting partners, and preparing marketing material. We will look in detail at the due diligence process and at the terms of any potential agreement, as well as how to come to a sensible valuation for the product. I will also provide you with some ideas on how to manage the negotiation process and on what you can do to ensure that the completed deal lives up to expectations.